gentlemen. Thank you for everybody attending tonight. Our council meeting for Monday, 27th of April 2026. Devonport Council acknowledges and pays respects to the Pakenham people as the traditional and original owners of Lutruwita and continuing custodians of this land on which we gather. We also acknowledge and pay our respects to the Tasmanian Aboriginal elders past and present. All persons in attendance are advised that it is council policy to record council meetings in accordance with council's digital recording policy. The digital recording of this meeting will be made available to the public on council's website for a minimum period of 6 months. The meeting will also be live streamed on council's YouTube channel. Read the apologies. We've gained a councillor, Councillor Viney, and we've lost a councillor, Councillor Wilczynski, unfortunately. But the rest of our councillors are here, of course, thank you. And thank you to the staff for being here. Any declarations of interest from my councillors?
Yes, Mayor.
Councillor Viney.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 4.1. The applicant is a previous employer of mine with a long association with myself and my family. There's no pecuniary interest, so I'll be staying through.
Thank you. Any others from the councillors? Moving right along. Item 3 is procedural. 3.1 is the confirmation of minutes. If I could have a mover, please.
So
Councillor Ennis and Councillor Martin. Councillor Ennis.
it's all there. Nothing further.
Thank you. Councillor Martin.
Nothing there. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from the councillors? If not, Councillor Ennis to close.
Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
And against? So moved. Thank you. Item 3.2 is public question time. 3.2.1 is responses to questions raised at prior meetings. The recommendation is there. If I could have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Martin, and a seconder, please. Councillor Moore. Councillor Martin.
Thank you. So the question from Mr. Meredith was in regards to the seawall remediation between James Street and Malala Close. The response certainly provided a plan of the remedial work. There was a description of key elements, and there was also an offer to me on site provided to Mr. Meredith. And I noted in the walks along Victoria Parade that the project's completed. Thank you. Nothing further.
Thank you. Councillor Moore.
Nothing further.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions from the councillors? If not, Councillor Martin to close.
Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 3.2.2 is questions on notice from the public. Information is there. If I could have a mover of the recommendation, please.
So moved.
Councillor Martin and a seconder.
Second.
Councillor Solomon. Thank you. Councillor Martin.
Thank you. The councillor's responses to the questions very good. Thank you. The only thing I've got there I've listed is acronyms: JSAs, SWMSs, and SOPs. If somebody's not in the know, what are they? I would suggest that these be spelled out: job safety analysis, the low risk values, safety work method statements for high risk construction, and of course SOPs, standard operational procedures, I think is correct. So I think with the responses such as that, for us laymen, it'd be better if you spell them out instead of having the acronyms. Thank you.
Thank you. We can make the change according to the CEO. Thank you. Councillor Martin Viney.
Yeah, I agree with Councillor Martin on that. And it was a good summary. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions from the councillors? Councillor Martin to close, please.
Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Unanimously. 3.2.3 is questions without notice from the public. Are there any questions from the gallery? Mr. Devonport.
Thank you, Mayor. Bob Vellacott, 11 Copper Place, Devonport. Mayor, Firstly, before asking my questions tonight, may I say how much appreciated was the efforts by the council staff in regard to the preparation of the War Memorial site and the setting up of the facilities, etc., for the Anzac Day services. They were certainly appreciated, and I'm sure all those who attended, indeed, it was a fitting tribute to all who served and continue to serve. Please convey my thanks.
I will very happily. Thank you. It's not every day council get thank you, so that's very nice. We'll certainly be passing that on.
My questions, Mayor. Question one, new parking meter issues. I again must express concern regarding the lack of consideration given in the placement of the new smart meters. I have now assisted or helped many to find and use the meters. One instance recently was a dear old lady, elderly lady, who parked in Stewart Street near the Westpac Bank, who was trying to put coins in the pay by phone only meter. I assisted her. There was not much traffic at the time, and the only meter that received coins that we could see was some distance away, almost at the Thornby Hotel. And she had to struggle all the way down there and back to put her coins in. She was from Latrobe. Further, I note for those who are still have to prefer to use coins without crossing the road at four ways, some would have to walk the distance of up to 15 car length spaces. Hopefully you have been able to read the attachment I mailed to you all today about Caloundra Council in Queensland. They just 16 months after $800,000 worth of new smart parking meters were installed along the CBD shopping strip, the local council, has decided to scrap them. I'm not suggesting that you should scrap your meters, but perhaps you may be able to purchase some from the Caloundra Council at a bargain price and install more between the existing ones in the CBD, four ways and other areas to comply with recommendations in regard to good disability access and inclusion policies. My question, therefore, then, Mayor, is, will Council, to show more consideration to all those who support our retail and other businesses, provide more conveniently spaced multi-payment smart parking meters?
Yes, through you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Devonport, for that feedback. I think we take that on board. We've provided.
Can you speak up, please?
Yeah, just through you, Mayor. Just said thank you for that feedback on the meters. We're continuing to monitor and review whether there's a need for further meters to be installed. But at this stage, we're comfortable with how things are progressing. There's a number of pieces of correspondence that we've provided to Mr. Devonport that outline our position. But the piece from Caloundra is interesting, and if you could forward that on, that'd be appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My question two, safety issues re the new stadium, gender-specific change rooms and toilet facilities. Whilst local government infrastructure must abide by all building and discrimination regulations in regard to toilet and change rooms, there is much concern for the safety of biological born females, girls and women due to shared, in particular, change rooms. Please inform, will the Devonport Stadium, now under construction, have completely separate toilet and change room facilities for the exclusive use of, in particular, biological A, females, girls and women, the boys and men, and as well as unisex toilets for the disabled, C, for a complete, safe and inclusive environment for others, have unisex change rooms.
Mr. Skipping, would you like to? Thank you.
Yeah, through you, Mayor. So the new Devonport Stadium facility, all of the change and toilet and shower cubicles, facilities in the new building will be individual cubicles. There are group change rooms that also include individual change and shower cubicles as well, but they can be used by male, female, or mixed teams. And there are also unisex toilet and individual change facilities within the building as well. So all of the facility complies with the National Construction Code, and the facilities will be signed in accordance with the National Construction Code as well.
Thank you, Mr. Skirling.
Yeah, I didn't quite get it all, but what you're saying is there is, to the utmost safety for our women, there is that much strife going on, not only in Australia, but all England. In England, I've been following High Court cases on it. In hospitals, they are now seeing the futility of the nonsense that's gone on in regard to shared facilities. And I hope that this council can lead the way in giving real protection to our girls and females. Thank you, the women. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Devonport. Is anybody else from the gallery that would like to ask any questions? I'm getting a little bit of shape next year. All right, we'll move along. Thank you. Item 3.3 is questions from councillors. There are none. 3.3.1 is that one. 3.3.2 is questions without notice from councillors. And 3.4, moving into notices of motions, there are none. Item 4 is planning authorities. 4.1 is 6 Melrose Road. It's great. If I can. Oh, sorry, I forgot to go there. I didn't get on that. Thank you. Thank you. I'll now announce that Council intends to act as the planning authority under Regulation 29 of the Local Government Meeting Regulations 2025 and the Land Use Planning and Approvals Act 1993 for the consideration of all reports under Agenda Section 4, 4.1 being 6 Melrose Road. It's great, and if I could have a move, please.
So moved.
Councillor Martin, and a seconder, please.
So second.
Councillor Moore. Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. I note in the notes, summary, etc., that we've got another acronym, PID, which is property identification number, which is shared with another lot in that vicinity. Again, I mentioned that so that people who are reading this can understand it. Notice a lot of 6.5 acres vacant. Also note that the site is adjacent to a cidery business. And this site would be exposed to normal business operation noise, lighting, including live bands. So consideration in regards to safeguard such normal operations. In other words, future new residents complaining that they've got a band over across the road and they're noisy, and that restricts the business operations. I think they should be taken into consideration. LPS, again, acronym, Local Provisions Schedule. I note that the Council's residential growth strategy has already identified Sheffield Road as an area of future residential growth. And with the area already adjacent to that lot as residential dwellings as already. The site is too small for future agricultural use. It's unsuitable for property, and happy to support this. I note that the comment, no adjacent lots are used for agricultural purposes. It's not fully correct, because when you go to that lot and look around, there's apple trees growing across the road. So there are agricultural activities going on in that area. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Moore.
Thanks, Mayor. I'm happy to support A, B and C of this recommendation. I noticed when reading this report that it was predicted that the population of Devonport was expected to fall in 1997. So I'm glad that wasn't correct. Happy to recommend all three things, including the 28 days for public exhibition that allows for anybody to have their say. I just think this is continuing to allow us to allows for development on the site in keeping with surrounding areas to provide additional development ready land, which is what we are trying to do here at Devonport.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Viney.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm very familiar with this site, worked opposite there for a number of years, and it is interesting to note that it's this site is part of that 6 Melrose Road title, even though the roads that it is adjacent to is Tarleton Road and the Sheffield Road. So that is an interesting quirk. I think it's sensible for it to be changed from agricultural to general res use. It hasn't been an orchard, a workable, usable orchard for at least a decade. And as Councillor Martin pointed out, it's too small and really not suitable for that purpose anymore. In the report, it mentions that our stock for new properties is well below our 15-year requirement. So, and as we know, we are bordered as a municipality on all sides, really, for development, apart from sort of towards the south. I think we're going to see a lot of these changes from orchards to general res in the future, which is going to make or put more pressure on those roads, particularly the southern arterial road out of Devonport, Mersey Main Road, and onto Sheffield Road. And it is worth mentioning that this site is basically at our southern border. We've got the Kentish municipality literally over the road, and Latrobe just up Tarleton Road a bit. This is one of the few places where that part is, I guess we have some control over it as Devonport City Council, even though all of those developments, Grandview Drive is just opposite, up Acacia Hills, all of that, those developments go on without, I guess, any say from Devonport Council, even though that portion of Sheffield Road, in particular the Sheffield Road Mersey Main Road intersection, is going to need some upgrades, let's say sooner rather than later. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Murphy.
Thank you, Mayor. I wish the proponents all the very best of luck, because it's going to take them a while. So I wouldn't be too worried about whether we're going to have too much traffic impact, because the system's so broken, the state government and the TPC, it'll take them at least 2 years. We should have our traffic lights by then. Again, it's just a sad indictment of the fact that positive things like this are going to be held up by the Boffins and Hobart.
Further comments from the councillors? If not, Councillor Martin, to close, please.
Thank you. Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 4.2, test planning scheme local provision schedule review. The information is all there. If I can have a movement, please. Councillor Shannon. And a seconder, Councillor Martin. Councillor Shannon.
Thank you, Mayor. A component of the review is to determine if the local provision schedule is consistent with the regional land use strategy. As our proposed regional land use strategy is not ready yet, it's prudent to hold over. For anyone interested in why the strategy isn't ready yet, I think there was a priority given to southern Tasmania, and then when Cradle Coastal Authority started working on ours, there was a funding issue. They ran out of money and had to go back and get more funding. So I think there's a couple of reasons why the regional land use strategy isn't ready yet, but I am advised that there'll be a draft ready in 2026 this year. So happy to come in the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Martin.
Thank you. Yeah, happy to support the motion. It makes common sense that we wait until the Tasmanian Commission has provided their report, and then we can work on any touches we need to do in our own strategy after that report. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? If not, Councillor Sheen, to close, please.
No further comments. Thank you.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Moving on to item 5 for the reports. 5.1 is the proposed closure of local highway section of 213A Collins Way, Tuggerah. If I can have a move, please.
So moved.
Councillor Ennis and Councillor Sheen is the seconder. Councillor Ennis.
Thank you. It just makes a lot of sense. It's a highway to nowhere up there, so and allowing that to be sold off would make a lot of economic sense to the council. So I support it.
Thank you. Councillor Sheen.
Thank you, Mayor. Just noting the council staff's comments that there are a number of expenses associated with the closure, which are borne by the property owner. If there are any unknown legal costs, should an objection be made, they will also be borne by the property owner. Divesting the section of local highway will result in reduced cost to council. So I think all round it's a pretty pragmatic move. Happy to commend the motion.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. Happy to support. It does make sense. The area will still have the opportunity to request a right of way for any new titles, which I think is important. Because down the track there would be problems, and of course reduces the cost to council and then possibly ratepayers as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments? Councillor Holster.
A little bit off the subject, but
We'll try and
is there any planning to take Tuggerah Road through to Melrose Road?
Through you now, don't believe so. Mr. Bill Chambers wants to add to that. No, currently no plans.
Been out left field, Councillor Holster, but thank you for that question. Any further comments from the councillors or questions? If not, Councillor Ennis to close the debate.
Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
And against? Carried unanimously. 5.2 is the draft of public safety camera system policy. I'd like to have a move, please.
So moved.
Councillor Moore is second. Councillor Viney, thank you. Councillor Moore.
Yes, very happy to support this recommendation. It will give Tasmanian Police and Council working together for improved safety, security and managing of antisocial behaviour in Devonport. I just have one question. In the attachment, Principle 5, it says that we must make individuals aware of any operating cameras. I'm just wondering how we do that and how we will be doing that.
Yeah, through you there, 2 ways. It's identified on our statement on our website and also in our CCTV strategy. Yeah, lines, locations. Comfortable that covers that requirement about making people aware.
Just to clarify, on the website, does it say where the cameras are or does it just say that we have CCTV?
Yeah, it refers people back to the strategy to find the locations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Viney.
Thank you, Mayor. As outlined in the report there, this is taken from a model policy that was put together by Legat and then reviewed by our own council, because we didn't currently have a CCTV public safety camera system policy. I think anything that can assist with police and also act as a deterrent for antisocial behaviour would be great. It is worth mentioning, like Devonport, for a city our size, I think we do really well with a minimalised amount of antisocial behaviour. So we're quite fortunate to live where we do. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions from the councillors? Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. I think the draft policy certainly links to council's existing CCTV strategy 2023 to 2027 and provides practical rules for day-to-day operation for immediate access, privacy decisions and action, of course. In reading the policy itself, in the definitions, it has a duplication of the definition of memorandum of understanding. So it's twice listed. In the notes of public domain precincts, it lists airports I don't think Devonport owns an airport, but and probably would be out of our jurisdiction anyway, I would think. Item 2.5, Principle 5, Safeguards, Point D, Information Access E Council, quotes, will only provide. What does the E stand for? I presume that's a typo. Item 5, reviewing of footage, 5.2. Please note that council may be prohibited from releasing images to you under privacy laws. Should that be more collective word rather than you, perhaps parties? And I presume these are taken under the guise of typos, and they'll be corrected, but the essence of the policy is true, so happy to support and those doing those directions. Thank you.
I noted, I'll take that feedback on and make some changes. Thank you. Yes, Councillor Shepherd. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, look, I feel very safe in Devonport. I think it is safe and there's perception of safety, but I would like to see some more CCTV rolled out, particularly as the city becomes busier with tourism and population growth. One of the things I liked about this policy was that the council staff would no longer be required to review footage before they send it to TAS Police, which can be sort of time-consuming, probably an unnecessary task. But yeah, I am aware of some antisocial behaviour that has gone on in a car park, which I raised in the closed workshop session last few weeks ago. And I just think having worked in shopping centres, etc., it's always good to have that. It is a deterrent. So all in all, I think it's good that we've tried out the policy. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Holston.
We're still getting bad lists of people pitching the cameras.
Through you, Mayor. No, we haven't had that problem for quite a number of years now. We've implemented some locking balls that just almost make it virtually impossible to remove cameras.
Thank you. Further comments or questions? If not, Councillor Moore to close.
Thank you, Mayor. And I fully recommend this. It will make it much more timely for police, for both helping citizens, people, but also for hopefully stopping some more vandalism and antisocial behaviour. Thank you.
Thank you. So I ask all those in favour?
Aye.
And against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 5.3 is the tender report for tree removal service. If I could have a move, please, with that recommendation.
So moved.
Councillor Martin, and a seconder, please. Councillor Hollister. Thank you. Councillor Martin.
Happy to support this. Maintenance of the tree removal. A1 tree specialists recognise its community for the work that they do. Offer valued money as required across the services listed. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Hollister.
Yes, I support the recommendation. Do we still have staff that actually deal with trees? Branches coming down, trees falling over, or is it all contracted out?
Absolutely.
No, we have some of our Parks and Reserve team that are qualified in that area.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions from the councillors? Councillor Ennis.
Thank you. Just want to know, does A1 tree specialists specialise in cutting straight across, or do they actually prune the trees? Because some of them are, look, in some of our places are just cut straight across and terrible with a haircut. So my question is, do they prune, or do they just cut across?
Unless you're talking about with some of the other organisations from other departments that do trees where there's power lines or
Will they? So these people don't do anything to do on the power on nature strips.
That's what that's the issue.
So I'm not sure. So my question is do these people do the nature strip trees?
That's what through you, Mayor. I guess it depends on, they'll do whatever service we contract them to do. And depending on the situation, at times it could be taken down and get rid of the stump at ground level. Other times it could be prune it. Other times they could be removing dangerous limbs and making safe. If there's a particular tree or examples of trees that you like to mention, we can follow those up and feel there was, yeah, they were attacked in the wrong way.
I will. I'll send it. I've got photos.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions from the councillors? No, I will ask Councillor Martin to close.
Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
And against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 5.4 is the Fenton Way landscaping works. If I can have a mover, please. Councillor Hollister and a seconder, please.
Second.
Councillor Barney, thank you. Councillor Hollister,
I think this will be a great
thank you.
improvement to the area. It'd be nice to get some of that car parking back as well, which they're pleased to see it finished.
Thank you. Councillor Barney.
Thank you, Mayor. It was great to see that I think in the report there was 19 parties that applied, separate parties applied for the tender. So it seems like there's some healthy competition for this sort of work. The diagram sort of indicates that most of the landscaping is right up to and adjoining that indie school site. They're not contributing anything towards this. Is that correct? Yeah, I think they're going to get some of the credit for it because it'll look like it's part of the development, I think. But I did note we got a government fund grant to pay for it. So council's contribution is covered. Yes, thank you.
I should clarify through you there. There's 19 parties downloaded the documents, but only one submission was received. Right. Side of the current tender market.
Thank you. Further comments or questions from the councillors? Councillor Shen.
Yeah, just a quick one, because just on, sorry, I did. Because the landscaping area on this, I think someone else might be, it's not sticking on. There you go. On landscaping still, it's quite a small area. I wonder if we could perhaps we'll take some initiative to sort of scope up or develop some different design strategies so we don't end up with that sort of aluminium powder coat involved primary colours. Just think we need to move past it. Let's have a bit of fun with this one. Our fixtures and fittings, the street furniture, etc. And we just try and do something a little bit more creative. I'm sure the indie school would appreciate something a bit more textural, just a little bit different.
Thank you. Councillor Ennis.
Thank you. Some of the planting that's in Haynes Park, and I think it's going to be sort of similar. If it is similar, it will look good because Haynes Park is starting to grow and develop really well. So hopefully it will be as good or better.
Thank you. Further comments or questions? Oh, sorry, I can't see your light. Councillor Messenger.
Thank you, Mayor. Just with respect to the CEO's comment, I think it's not necessarily a reflection on the fact that there's not enough people out there to do the work. I think it's the fact that with the federal government funding, they must meet the stringent WHS compliance industry now to be able to be accepted to have a conforming tender. If they are not able to meet that, because it is federal government money, which is around about $5.6 million. I think that's a broader issue, the fact that there would be 19 local companies who, outside of Bear Brother, who's again a local company, but there are 19 alternatives that potentially could have provided who knows what, but because of the restrictions around under the Federal Safety Commissioners Act of 22, they're prohibited from actually submitting a tender.
Thank you. Further comments or questions from the councillors? Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. I note the landscaping was on the southern side of the new indie school as part of open space council. So council owns that. Note that there was going to be a raised pedestrian crossing which will link up the car park and the other areas to access to the regional gallery and of course the council has
Services
service tax. Sorry. And of course, it does form part of the larger stages for the Legal City, Clinton Street District. I did have a note here in regards to an opportunity that we should be looking at. How can we actually make that place a little bit more livelier with art? And I thought of perhaps we should involve Don College students, their art department, to get them to come down and sort of say, well, what would you do with this space? There's also opportunities, of course, at Reese High School and Devonport High School in that space as well. If we're going to be creative, we're going to have art, let's get some ownership with the young people and give them the opportunity to learn further and be involved with council activities, especially in a new space such as this. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments from councillors? Not Councillor Holster to close. You need to.
Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 5.5 is the Sister City Permanent Recess. If I could have a mover, please. Councillor Holster and a seconder. Councillor Moore. Thank you. Councillor Holster.
Yes, I think Australia, this is the local city spirit here. It's nerves of getting that they're nearly all old, me included, and people are not really interested in sister cities like they used to be. Australian sister cities, I actually saw the signing up of holding that up as well. I think they've gone from several hundred sister cities around Australia down to very few, and they did not have enough to fill their board. So now we're folded up and sign of the times. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Moore.
Happy to support this recommendation. Just wanted to say thank you. I counted 9 members on the committee plus Councillor Hollister. I'm guessing that they waited till we got to the 30 years, but congratulations for the 30-year being an association. That's no small feat. And as Councillor Hollister says, I think this decision just reflects the reduction in volunteers and membership, but also reflects the fact that 30 years ago, connection with the global world was not nearly as easy as it is nowadays. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. Happy to support on motion. Noting, also convey my thanks and appreciation for the members of that committee and the volunteers associated with over 35 years. They did a lot of powerful work in regards to cultural exchange, as we've seen in not only the regional gallery, I think, but also in the cabinets at the front of reception out here with some of the items that we've had. I did have the pleasure of representing council on a self-funded trip to Minimata and visited many places, including the historic place, I think it was called the Hothouse of Memory. That's where they had children that suffered from mercury poison over the years. And it's one of the main reasons why we connected with that city. I think it's great that we do connect or look at how we can connect with other cultures around the world. We do have a special day in March. It's no count, escapes me. Harmony Day. And custom kicking in again. That we celebrate that, but it's for one day. And having a cultural exchange with schools and students to open them up to possibilities of industry, of work, connection, I think is still important. And whilst this is going on the back burner, I suggest that we keep a finger on it and identify any other opportunities that may come up in regards to Devonport being connected not only nationally but internationally. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Shane.
Thank you, Mayor. How would we be conveying, well, not us, but how would the committee be conveying that to Minimata City? Is there a way we can sort of send them the gift or something? Just something to nicely acknowledge the 30-year association.
There is going to be a happy to hook up their councils in process of being re-elected, so there's no one hooked up with at the moment, but I believe it's going to be done. When we get elected later in the year.
We might organise it. I think a gift would be appropriate after the next year. Great idea. Thank you. If I can say, it's always a sad day when something like this ends after so long being together and such a lot of work that's been done and great friendships, wonderful networks. We've got those beautiful trees out along the foreshore.
Cherry blossoms.
The cherry blossoms, thank you. And that's always a wonderful reminder. And certainly, you know, Councillor Martin, when you were mayor, you were able to go over, and that's incredible. I remember, I think Lynn Laycock went when she was mayoral as a councillor,
Yes.
can't remember. So there's been a few trips and some connections, and we've certainly had people from Minamata over here as well. And I note that there is actually a student program going on at Reeside currently as we speak, and they're looking for people to build it. Some of the students that are coming over. So there's other ways that we're doing so well with our international connections. And our international cafe, of course, is second to none. Very proud of that. And we've got Welcome Cultural Services here doing a great job as well. But yes, you know, it's we understand why it's come to this. They've done a remarkable job. All that hard work by all the volunteers has just been so much appreciated. And we won't forget Minamata. We will be connected to Minamata forever. And that's a very important thing for us to remember too. And we've got other ways to do things. And going forward, I'm sure there'll be other connections with other countries as we go forward, finding out different ways to do that. But I do thank the committees and all those people over the years from 1996 right through, and we forgive them for being sad because we understand why. And I will ask, therefore, Councillor Foster.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry. Councillor Ennis.
Thank you. Yes,
Where were you?
on one of these last cultural exchanges, I did appreciate the wonderful gifts of tea that they sent, and being a great tea drinker, I certainly enjoyed it, and I really appreciated that gift from the Minamata people. So it was good.
Thank you. Having said that, Councillor Hollis for the comments.
Thank you. Devonport actually had 3 sister cities conferences over the years I've been on council. Probably one of the interesting things was probably 10 years ago, there was a visit from sister cities people, and there was a lady and a daughter on board with the take out, and they actually hosted me when I was mayor in Japan. So that was a bit of a surprise. I didn't recognise it. But it's been a wonderful experience, and saw a lot of things that I would never have seen otherwise. Thank you.
Thank you. May I ask for all those in favour?
Aye.
And against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 5.6 of the events planning for 26 through to 27. If I could have a move, please.
So moved.
Councillor Sheehan and then Councillor Martin. Is that right? Councillor Sheehan.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I'd like to thank fellow councillors for allowing for agreeing that the Jazz Festival should continue. But I think really prudent to sort of take on council staff's recommendation that we expand it so that we're looking forward to future markets and demographics, not just the existing ones that enjoyed jazz, the Jazz Festival for the last 25 years. Obviously, my family's had a connection with that festival over the years, and I just think it's such a wonderful signature event. I was really pleased to see it continue. Again, music by the waterfront. I'm happy to support that motion. I think the events committee have a firm eye on future markets and growth with our events, which is really important, but retaining things that Devonport families really love when they're going on. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, 2 great events, both providing our community with top-class entertainment. A refresher of the events was presented to councillors in regards to with the jazz festival to include or add a blues and roots section to it. And then councillors got behind that and supported that refresh, which was great. And all these events somewhere along the line will need refreshing. So we keep that public interest and also draw additional people from around Tasmania and interstate to attend to make it especially successful and to be recognised as premier events that Devonport City Council conducts. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Ennis?
Thank you. When the new promotional material comes out, I think people will be very impressed with it. I've seen it already, and it looks really good. One of the really good things about Devonport is that they have things that are family friendly and free for families to attend, and that is much appreciated for our area, and something that lots of other people look with envy and say, oh, how come that Devonport can provide this for their people or their community? And I said, well, that my comment is often that's what we're here for, to support and make our community stronger and to look after the people. And so some of those things are really good. And with the jazz, the opportunity to support local event spaces and businesses who want to come on board with that is a really good thing too. And, there's always the opportunity with the Jazz Festival over the years to attend some free events and then some others of your choice if you've got income to spend in that way. So very good.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Moore?
Yeah, I'll be supporting this recommendation, but I just wanted to note I am concerned about the Music by the Waterfront going biannually. And I'm really looking forward to what the events team does with this event, even though it's quite a few years away now until it will happen again. I just think we need to be so conscious of that age demographic. I know even with what's the place? No, not Taxi. Yeah, it was Taxi, right? But even with the club just in Market Square just closing down, how many of our young people actually, they just need more things that we can hopefully provide or at least facilitate, and not having this for a couple of years is a bit of a shame.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Hollister.
Yes, I'm supporting. I think the planning events are very important to our community. Workshop I thought was very good, and we're starting to set the fruits of that come through now, and with our events meeting earlier today. So I'm looking forward to hanging more things off some of the events. I think to make the world a better. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments? If not, Councillor Shange.
Yeah, some great comments from fellow councillors. I commend the motion.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. 5.7 is the Devonport walking and riding strategy. If I could have a mover, please.
I moved.
Councillor Viney, a seconder.
Second.
Councillor Ennis. Councillor Viney.
Thank you, Matt. An excellent read, and it was really great that we had Jason come and discuss this at a recent workshop. So it was quite a lot to take in. Very important strategy within the growth of the city. Obviously, we, as a living city, we want to encourage the facilitation of people moving actively, whether running or walking or on a push bike or a scooter. And there are quite a few areas throughout the city district that people need to get through. The multiple activity areas, so in and around the CBD, north to the Bluff and our sporting precincts, over the river to East Devonport. The West Devonport fringe is listed. Obviously, there's schools all through that area. And then probably those growth areas, Stony Rise with the new supermarket development and the Homemaker Centre, and then further south into Sprayton and Coiba. I think as a council, we've done a great job moving people around the peripheries, and certainly the coastal pathway has been fantastic to get people further along the coast and south along River Road to down to Latrobe, the interconnector, the Coibrant, is that what it's called? Yeah, it is a brand new project that is finished, and that kids can ride their bikes from Wood Rising Avenue all the way through to the basketball stadium. The new basketball stadium is going to be great. It's really great that we used Strava and was able to get some real data there. I know it's not everyone, it's a certain demographic, but it certainly shows the hot spots of where people are moving around the city, at least the ones that are trying to go faster every week. And I really liked on page 23 of the report in the attachments that the major project priorities are listed in order of where we think the most critical projects will be. I think there was 12 of those. And yeah, it's a great report that we really need to think about. Yeah, leave it at that. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Ennis.
Thank you. Yes, I think we will due for this new strategy to come into place, and this is going to go out to public again, isn't it? Which will be good. It'll be good to get some more feedback on now this refined strategy. I do know that I've been talking about the east, west, north, south linking of the city, because as Councillor Viney said, the going around at the outside has been fantastic, easy. But for families to get through down to those parts has been a bit of a challenge. So thank you for including those, and even though it might take a little while as council moves slowly, but it'll be good. I'm looking forward to being able to take my grandkids on those safe pathways and heading down to the to the coastal pathway, the river, and so forth. So thank you very much, and can't wait to see what the community thinks.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Sheets.
Lots. Yeah, it's a great report. I have a question and a comment. 2 comments. Where it says in the draft that's going out for public comment, interpretive signage is proven to enhance user experience. Can we please amend that? Because it does, in my opinion, it's not proven to enhance user experience. Some people don't like going for a walk or ride and having signage every 5 minutes. You've got to read and process. Just me, I'm an odd bird. I'd also like to know, if possible, what path etiquette signage is through here now.
Mr. Bill Chambers.
Yeah.
Mr. Bill Chambers.
Through you, Mayor, sorry.
Out is.
Through you, Mayor, sorry about that. Path etiquette signage, so we'll work with Road Post Authority. They've got some money to do it, but we would love to get some consistency across, I suppose, what we do here and throughout the coastal pathway into other areas. So they've got a body of work coming up over the next 12 months, as I believe. So we'll try and find something, but there is an example in the strategy.
Thank you. Just as long as we don't get too nanny state. I think sometimes you can get a bit overwhelmed by how you're supposed to walk and ride, and it's ridiculous. The other thing I just finish on with is I love the way that you have, or council staff have, built in school links as a priority. I think that's just going to be fantastic, and particularly as I mentioned that one up to Kelsey Tier for the bike areas, mountain bike areas. So it's a great strategy. Thanks for your work.
Thank you, Councillor Shane. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Murphy.
Question, thanks, Mayor. Is the Deputy Mayor proposing that we amend the report, or is the report going to be endorsed as it is at the moment?
Oh, do you want to answer that? Well, I did ask in workshop if we could remove that sentence regarding interpretive signage being proven to enhance user experience, but I'm not going to lose sleep over if the report goes to as is. It's just one sentence.
I mean, certainly took that note on board. I guess we were thinking that what council's doing tonight is endorsing the draft strategy to go out for public comment. There'll be comments received. We'll then come back with a final version for council to consider, and we would potentially make changes that came in from the community, but also pick up those things that were noted at that workshop as well.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Councillor Martin?
Thank you, Mayor. It is a draft strategy, and importantly, it provides a 30-day public consultation period to add to the strategy, which we're all open to provide our own input to. So I encourage councillors to back it up and put in a submission to the public consultation. The aim of the whole strategy is to create a connected city that provides safer, healthier access to facilities and to where people want to go and enjoy what Devonport has to offer. And if we're going to use bikes and walk and scooters and bits and pieces, it's probably good for the community anyway, because it's going to save, each of us will probably save a bit on fuel, which is important in these types of times. I know this strategy also supports the council's Live Devonport vision, and that's connecting people, and as I said, healthier, active communities, focusing on living well and healthier. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Further comments, councillor Hollister?
Yes, I support the strategy. I'm really waiting for the missing link, which has overclosed tier, which actually circled the whole city. Overclosed tier around the blood back up the joint. So Rotary Club have just about got it completed, I believe, where they've done their work up there. So very good.
Thank you.
Just sorry, I missed a point. I just want to encourage those people that are involved with or connected to the Geraldton Park Master Plan and the Maidstone Park Master Plan in regards to the strategy. There's an opportunity of making sure that there's connection to those areas for the community, which I think is very important. Okay.
Thank you. Further comments? No, I certainly appreciate all the work in this strategy that's been done. Much appreciated from the staff and Mr. Bell Chambers in particular, and to coming to the workshop and explaining it so well. And certainly we've had every opportunity to have some input already, but this is the time now for our community to have their say. So I certainly encourage everybody to get in there and let us know what they think and what perhaps if we're missing something, because this is what the whole point is. We can't always get it right without the help from all those people out there that can see, hear, breathe, touch, taste, and know what's exactly going on in their own little neighbourhood. So if they could please certainly reach out to us in this community consultation period, that would be really appreciated. I look forward to reading it. Therefore, I will ask Councillor Viney to close the debate.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for those words. And from our fellow councillors, I think we all look forward to that community consultation process and more people having the opportunity to comment on this draft strategy. I have to mention that riding also includes e-bikes and e-scooters, which are obviously going to be, whether we like it or not, an increased user on all of those existing networks. And I dare say I would prefer to see them on our pathways than up the middle of the road, which, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's witnessing that at an increasing and alarming basis. But anecdotally, this is a good way of finishing. I walked from the Bluff to Coles Beach today with a friend who was pushing a pram, and I had our new puppy, and I reckon we got stopped and greeted by a dozen people along there. There were so many users, kids on bikes, other people with their dogs, and it's just a really fortunate place that we live in. It was great. I mean, obviously the weather was nice, but yeah, if you want people to stop and smile, just have a new puppy and a baby in a pram. Easy.
Well done, Councillor Viney. All those, I'm sorry, I've just lost the plot now. So if I could ask the councillors, all those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Okay, moving right along. Item 6. 6.1 is the workshop and briefing sessions. If I could have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Moore, and a second by Birkin. Councillor Viney, Councillor Moore.
Thank you, Mayor. This was a great workshop. I especially enjoyed and the social media presentation. It was excellent to actually have a bit more of a thorough understanding of the people we're reaching and what we're going to be doing in the future to reach more people in different demographics. As well as I did enjoy the walking and riding strategy and the comprehensiveness of that. That was excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Viney.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Excellent workshop. Also worth mentioning the update from Nathan at Rand Arts, as always. Very thorough, and he's a super enthusiastic person that is great that he's in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? Not. Councillor Moore to close.
Consider it closed, Mayor.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. 6.2 is the Mayor's report. If I could have a mover, please. Councillor Hollister and a seconder. Second. Councillor Viney, Councillor Hollister.
You've been very busy. I don't know how you do it. It's magic you have a few days off in the process.
Thank you. Councillor Viney.
Thank you, Mayor. It looks like you've managed to tick this report into the third page. So, yeah, it was a busy month. Thank you.
It was, and I couldn't have done it without my deputy there for covering for me, and I do appreciate when I have a little bit of leave. Much appreciated for you stepping in as you always do so well. And thank you to those councillors that also attended on our behalf as well. That certainly makes it easier for everybody. Yes, so thank you. Any further comments from the council? If not, Councillor Hollister to close.
Consider it closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. 6.3 is the CEO's report. If I could have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Hollister and a seconder. Anybody? Councillor Ennis, thank you. Councillor Hollister.
Also very busy. Nothing further to add.
Thank you. Councillor Ennis.
Nothing further. Oh, nothing further.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions from the councillors? Therefore, Councillor Hollister can close.
Nothing seen either. That's pleasing to see that the gantry is just about where it's supposed to be. I think they've got one section to go on top. Nothing further to add.
Thank you. All those in favour? Aye. Against? Carried unanimously. 6.4 is the monthly operational report. If I could have a move, please.
I'll move it, Matt.
Thank you, Councillor Viney. And a seconder?
So second.
Councillor Moore. Councillor Viney, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. It's the reason I turned up tonight. There's only a couple of things I wanted to make note of in an obviously thorough report of the last month. And I'm not sure if this has been on before, but this was March 21st. The family and I went up to the Mindetta Reserve and participated in the flutter and scutter, looking for bats and insects. And I'm not sure who the council officer was that organised that, but it was just terrific. Again, it's another example of, again, my favourite price on these activities. It was free. There's a really good feeling with the people that were up there. Coincidentally, while we were looking for bats, that this was the same night there was a power outage through Mindetta. So we were in that. Is it called the Mindetta Reserve? And then is it what it's called?
Yeah,
let's call it that. And then the power went out, and it was really great. Like it was like we're in the middle of the forest or something. Didn't see any bats, probably not surprising, but we did have bat detectors, which, I mean, they might have been from CMO and just, gave a little a bit when a bat went over. But it was interesting to know how many bats actually live so close to the city and in the city. When the lights were out, this was interesting. We're looking up at the stars, and all these things that the kids thought were shooting stars are actually satellites, and they're actually so clear to see. So that was great. As someone who's moving to Mindetta very shortly, and I look forward to looking for bats more often. And the other one I wanted to quickly mention, and I'm sure this happens every year, and I can't believe I've never been, the Splashes annual dog day on the last day of the pool. I don't know if I wouldn't take my old dog up there anymore. She might not get out, but it must. Is it well frequented? I'm imagining dozens of dogs in the deep end.
Ms. Lonson.
Yeah, through you, Mayor, extremely popular.
Yeah.
And without looking it up, it would have been going for probably 10 years, I reckon. And yeah, extremely well supported by the community.
Yeah, now that I'm aware of that one, I'll look forward to taking the new puppy up there at the end of the, I guess, summer next year. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Paul.
Thank you, ma'am. I just had a few things to note. One, that the reporting for the transfer station will be done a little bit differently. I actually went up there, did a little bit of a clean out, and I was pleasantly surprised because my carload obviously wasn't very heavy, and it was actually turned out to be cheaper than it would have been before. So that was a nice little surprise. Also, that our meeting rooms and convention centre bookings are up. Also, one that I think we sometimes just skip past is that our operating budget is overall very favourable at this time of the year, with a variance of $3 million, especially because of revenue being higher, something that is great for our council. I did have two questions. One was the Summer Living Well program, which had 344 registrations. I couldn't judge whether that was up from last year or down from last year, because last year it was reported in percentages. I'm just wondering, was that, I didn't know if that was a great result, a better result, or how that fits.
Through you, Mayor, I'll take that on notice and give you a full report.
Great. Thank you. And the other question I have is around parking. The graph is quite skewed because of that one car park that we didn't budget for to be still being utilised. So the graph is very hard to read along the side. But I just wondered, there's things like the Four Ways car park that were 15% down on what we had budgeted. I'm just wondering, is that because people aren't parking, or are people paying less because they're now using more Easy Park and they don't have to pay for full hour docks?
Through you, Mayor, we made some assumptions at budget stage as to what the, knowing that we were changing over all the machines and what impact that would have. We didn't raise the prices until the machines went in. So it's been very difficult because the assumptions we made at budget time were different to what's played out. Right. So we're quite comfortable with the usage of parking and where people are parking, but it's really difficult to judge that against the budget because what we said at the budget just hasn't been the reality. So the new machines went in later, and some of those variances.
Thank you. Thank you. It's obviously not a concern because we are actually on budget, but yeah, just wondering. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions from the councillors? Councillor Martin? Sorry.
Thank you. Just a Councillor Viney going out to that mine data reserve. Did you have a look up in the sky and did you see any signals up there?
Like aliens?
That's
Any robins?
No, you should have said no.
Just go straight over there and you just going on to Councillor Moore's comments in regards to the weight-based charging at the waste transfer station. Is there any community feedback from that as yet in regards to it, besides being cheaper?
Just
off the cuff.
It's a lot. Watch out.
Through you, mate. The feedback's been quite positive. I think it's really helped with the setting up of trailers, managing the waste through sorting the loads prior to coming in. I think the credit goes to the guys out there who, over a good 4 to 5 months, relayed that to all the contractors and residents that were coming through to set that weighbridge up, ready to go. So yeah, positive feedback.
Oh, great. Thank you. And congratulations to the staff out there as well. Especially when I went out there, they were telling me exactly what to do with my rubbish. I note in the report, and I think it's below away, it's pity we're still dealing with dump rubbish, including building materials. The public still do that. So I just want to thank the Friends of Don for their voluntary work in regards to addressing that and removing it and disposing of such, and as well as the local residents who took part in that and assisted. Thank you.
Thank you. Further comments, Councillor Shea?
It's just a minor thing, but I noticed previous auditors' reports have asked council to rely less heavily on timing to explain variances, and I've just noticed in the finance report notes it is possibly been a little bit overused, even though as Councillor Moore said the budget is in surplus. We did have materials in surplus, a shortfall of almost 400k, which is noted as unfavourable timing. Someone who used timing issues many times when I was doing reviews, I get it, but I think we've been asked not to rely on it. We probably should just try and come up with some different wording. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Foster?
No more than finance. The situation of the Middle East. How's that going to affect our financial situation with all that construction costs could go up, or are they all fixed? Operational budget, like fuel, for instance, is obviously going to cost us more. So how do we expect that to affect the budget this year and next year?
Through Mayor, currently working through the budget for next year. In regard to this year, we're confident that we've got sufficient coverage there to pick up those extra costs. So we obviously we have fuel for our own vehicles has gone up, and some of our contracts were exposed. So with the recent Fair Work Commission order last week, I think that's going to impact the Veolia contract for the garbage collection and the FOGO and the recycling contract. But we're confident this year that's been factored into these forecasts. And in regard to next year, we're currently working through the budget, and we'll be presenting that to council in a couple of weeks' time, looking to try and build sufficient in there to be able to cover that additional cost.
Thank you.
Sorry, the other one is tenders, and we'll probably see that once we start to tender some of those projects going forward that involve bitumen and hot mix and so on. We're expecting they could re-escalate.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? If not, I will ask Councillor Viney to comment.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm surprised Councillor Morgan mentioned social media posts. It's a missed opportunity there. I was linking back into that. We forgot to mention it was a good part of the workshop. I know I'm drifting off the agenda a little bit. I reckon the Splash's annual dog day would absolutely go off if it was a montage of the dogs jumping in the water in slow motion. If we can bring that all together for March 2027. And Councillor Martin, we are more in the Marvel universe in our household, so more Spider-Man and X-Men, Wolverine, Black Panther. So, yeah.
That's it. The dark side.
Yeah. Consider it close, thank you, man.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. 6.5 is the audit panel. You might have a mover, please.
So good.
Councillor Hollister, and a seconder, please. Second. Councillor Viney. Councillor Hollister.
It's all in the report. I've been on the board committee for a bit longer than
300 years.
any other committee I've been on. Even before council was actually required by the local government act to have a board committee, so I think they keep us on track all the time. Questions get asked by the chairman, especially, that's usually pretty relevant. Nothing further to add.
Thank you. Councillor Viney.
Thank you, Mayor. It is in the report, which is in the an attachment in the closed session, which I always make the mistake of looking in the wrong place for it. Nothing to add. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further from the councillors? If not, councillor Hollister to close.
So closed.
Thank you. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried unanimously. Moving into the closed session, if I could have a mover, please.
So moved.
Councillor Viney and a
Second.
seconder. Councillor Martin, thank you. Councillor Viney.
Just a formality. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Martin.
Nothing to add, thank you.
Thank you. Further comments from the councillors? If not, councillor Viney to close.
And consider it closed. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. All those in favour? Aye. Against? Carried unanimously. Thank you. And thank you for those attending. Thank you to the staff. Thank you, Mr. Devonport. And we will recess for a couple of minutes and then get back into it.